start recording. And welcome to our Wednesday webinar for February 2015, All Out for Camp. And I'd like to introduce you to the lovely camp directors, Teresa Wheeler, who's our director at Camp Natarsi, and Anna Gross, our brand spanking new director at Camp Pondicherry. And we've got our outdoor pictures. We're rocking our outdoor pictures for today because we're talking all about Girl Scout camp. So I'd like to welcome those of you who are here, and if you're listening later, welcome to you too. Summer camp is the Girl Scout leadership experience. Any of you who have met me in weird travels, you know that I walk around with this slide above my head because this is what we do, and I love it because thinking about summer camp, this is summer camp. We build girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place at summer camp because of that specific knowledge, skills, attitudes, behaviors, and values they develop through those girl-led, learn-by-doing, cooperative learning activities to help them discover, connect, and take action. And any of us who've had a daughter come home from a week at summer camp know that that is exactly what happens to them there. So today, I will not be doing the only talking, thank goodness. Instead, we get, somebody's rustling paper. Press mute. Oh,
I totally understand. It's not hilarious.
Yay, she pressed mute. So we'll be asking questions of Anna and Teresa, and those of you who are in attendance, if you could either unmute yourself and ask a question, or type it into the chat, and I'll read it out to them too. And then we'll make sure to get those questions asked, because when we record this, we're going to put it up on the website's YouTube channel and on the Facebook volunteer swap so that leaders can see it and so that it can pass along to the parents of their girls, because we want to get the word out that summer camp is a great opportunity for our Girl Scouts. So, Tree and Anna, my question for you is, what is the camp experience for girls? You know, I put up all these words. Don't feel like you need to read them. You tell us. And people who are visual, they'll read while they're listening to your brilliance. So,
I didn't know if Anna wanted to go, but I will jump in. Camp experience for your girls is really an opportunity about growth and taking on some new exciting challenges in a safe environment for your girls. And you know, they will work on their self-esteem, leadership, friend making. It's just a wonderful camp experience.
Do you have anything to add, Anna?
I do. That also being away from home is a big component of it as well, and that's going to allow them to gain strength in being independent and being reliant on themselves rather than on mom or dad or their caregiver at home reminding them to tie their shoelaces and brush their teeth. It's simple things that they'll get to gain independence from doing as well.
And aren't there just things that you learn outdoors that you can't learn anywhere else? Opportunities to excel outdoors that you don't have when you're not there. So I think that Girl Scout Camp is such a great opportunity for kids. It really inspires girls to do big things, whether it's dreaming big or trying something new that they've never tried before, and feeling a sense of accomplishment, whether they were successful or not. They tried it, and they did something they hadn't done before. And that meeting new people, that working on friendship skill that Tree mentioned, it's huge because you know, when we're in school, we get in such a track with our friends. But going to camp, you might have people there you know, but you might have a bunch of people you don't know. So it's an opportunity to really be who you really are. That was one of the quotes that I found. Be themselves without peer pressure while they strengthen their self-esteem. Girls get to redefine who they are. So these are our beautiful summer camps, or pictures from. Really, there could be 1,000 pictures of each camp and never see all that there is to see at each of the camps. But Camp Natarsi up here with the beautiful Mount Katahdin is where Tree is based. And then Camp Pondicherry over here, including our friendly horse, and the lovely Adams Pond is where Anna is based. And then Camp Skelkit is where we have some day camps. Now, are there secrets about Camp Natarswy that you'd like to share with us, Tree? Anything that you just want everybody in the state to know about Camp Natarswy?
Well, we have the best view in the entire state,
Right.
But it's probably not a surprise. I guess for me, the most important thing is the community that we create at Natarswy, and we really try hard to have everybody be part of that community when they join us. And when you go to Camp Natarswy, hopefully Natarswy will be part of you for the rest of your life.
And everybody I've ever talked to who's gone to camp at Camp Natarswy has said exactly that it's a magical place. That it's very neat. Now, I have people who say the same thing about Camp Pondicherry, Anna, so don't worry. But each camp has its own personality, though, and where you're new to Camp Pondicherry, tell us what your experience has been with it so far.
I first of all think Camp Pondy is also beautiful in its own right. It's a little bit different than Natarswy. Doesn't have that sweeping view of the mountain, but the facility is very much within the woods, which is neat, and where the tent sites are they are creating their own communities within the units, within the tent sites, and then being part of the greater camp community as well. And I really like that about it, is that the girls not only are able to be part of big camp as a whole, but they're also going to create very special friendships and bonds within the units with their unit leaders, the counselors that are in them, and the girls that are in them as well. And I think that is something that is maybe different from other camps, is that there is that closeness that you may not find at bigger camps or camps that have a slightly different geographical setup. So I think that's pretty neat about it.
Something I love about Pondy is it was actually a farm that was donated to Girl Scouts a long time ago, and one of my facilitator friends, she said that when it was first donated to us, you could actually see to the ocean because it was farmland. It wasn't treed. So anybody who's been there in the last 20 years knows it's got lots of really tall trees. You can see Mount Washington. That's a funny thing. You can see Mount Washington and other parts of the Appalachian Trail. So it's like we've gone from point to point with our two camps, which is fun.
And Pondy does have that peekaboo view right there out of the chalet building, which is, I'm excited to see how that view changes over the seasons, because it's pretty clear right now, but I'm sure it will look very different once there are leaves on the trees and things are looking a little bit more green than white. So.
It's really beautiful in both of those situations, though. Being there when it snows is magic. It's crazy. So both of them, really terrific properties. Camp Skelkit, does either of you want to talk all about Camp Skelkit, or do you want me to riff on it a little bit?
I can talk about it a little bit. You may have things that you want to add. I mean, Skelkit is at Kittery Point. It is a wonderful, it's a very small camp, but it has a lot to offer. Not only do we have it for day camp, but troops could rent Skelkit if they have a small troop, so that they could, because I believe there are 3 tents and a dining hall and a small kitchen area and a bathroom facility, but it has a wonderful opportunity for a lot of nature activities, which I really, really like. And even if you are into painting and sketching, there are so many different things that you could do while you're there. So,
and it's close to Portsmouth, so if you want to base, it's convenient. I just realized I didn't put any pictures of Camp Kirkwald because we don't have any organized camp activities happening there, but it is a facility that folks can rent, and we have lots of units that do camporees at Camp Kirkwald, but troops that'll rent sites there just like they rent them at Skelkit and at Pondy in the off-season. Does Natarswy rent to troops as well around camp?
Natarswy does rent. However, I try to maximize every weekend for programming, and so sometimes it is hard to find a spot to rent, but there are a few weekends and weekdays that are open to troops and service units. So options around camps, but they're beautiful facilities. So if you haven't had a chance to get to one of these facilities or to all of these facilities, take some time. You deserve it. Now, camp options, I was looking at the compass that recently came out with all of the camp material, and
in fact, I'm going to go find it. I'll keep talking. And I saw a lot of camp options for girls. Can you guys tell us about the various options? Tree, you were just talking about day camp before we went on. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Day camp, this year we have day camp at Camp Skelkit in August, but we also have day camp that's being offered at Camp Pondicherry, so which is a wonderful opportunity for those girls that aren't quite ready for a sleepaway camp. It's designed for progression so that they can go to day camp and then head off to resident camp the next year. But the girls will take take time to, they'll do the opening like they would do at resident camp and take on some nature activities, swimming, depending on which camp they're at, they might do some archery. So there's a lot of opportunity for these girls to explore the outdoors in a day camp setting. And so I think it's going to be a wonderful program. And we have, that week at Skelkit, and then we have 4 weeks at Camp Pondicherry.
Great. That's wonderful. That's a lot of opportunity. How about resident camp? Anna, tell us about what you've got planned, what you've got in store for us for resident camp.
Well, resident camp is firstly a lot of fun, and so that has opportunities for girls to take part in our Trailmaster program, which they get to progress through as they grow with us and start out with maybe just 3 or 4 days at summer camp and then progress up to a 1-week program, and then we also have some 2-week programs available as well. And during the resident camp program, they're going to experience the outdoors, but they're also going to get to take part in activities like archery. There's rock climbing available at Nataswi. We have swimming and boating available at both of the camps, and then also some more specific programs are available at each of the camps too. So the Trailmaster program is more of our general camp program where the girls will get to experience a little bit of everything, get to focus in on some of their favorite activities that they have available. And then if they really find an activity that is their activity, that we also have specialty camps at each of the camps as well. So Pondi has a horse riding option available. I know that at Nataswi there are opportunities to kayak, and also Tree has a very exciting opportunity for the older girls at Nataswi in the form of the Junior Main Guide program as well. So there's really a great wealth of opportunity for girls to not only hone in and develop the skills of the Trailmaster program, but also to experience and develop and fine-tune some of those skills in the more focused programs that we have available. And then we also have the Ultimate Camp experience.
I was going to ask about that. That's great.
Which is super awesome and exciting, where you get to spend a week at each of the camps, and so you can choose to start either at Nataswi or Pondicherry and then flip-flop in the middle of the camps and spend another week at the camp that you hadn't been to the first week. And that's going to be great because Pondicherry maybe has some things that are more in tune for the creative girls. We have arts. I know they have that at Nataswi too. We also have a theater program. And then Tree really up at Nataswi has those programs that are for the girls that are absolutely in love with the great outdoors and really have the opportunity to develop those skills up there as well.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to add to that, Tree?
Gosh, she pretty well covered everything for us. I am very, very excited about our Junior Main Guide program, and I hope everybody will get out the word. That is for girls 14 and older that are really enthusiastic about the outdoors and want to take that challenge on. It is a real commitment to take on that program. But we are so excited to have it back at Camp Nataswi and are looking forward to going to our first test camp in about 8 years.
How neat. Now you also have troop and family camping up there, right?
Yes, we do. Yes.
And how are those different?
Well, the family camping, we do 3 types of, we have the Mom and Me, which is also at Camp Pondicherry.
Is that for a whole week? Or?
Those are weekend opportunities. The family camping for mom and me and dad and me are weekend opportunities. Mm-hmm. And we have the mom and me both at Pondicherry and Natarswy. Dad and me is at Natarswy. But we also have a special weekend that's called Stars and Stripes that is specifically for families and alumni to come to Natarswy and enjoy everything that camp has to offer in more of a relaxing setting, more of a family style weekend. But we do have, but for our troops, we have a couple of options. At Natarswy, you can sign up for troop resident camp, and you'll come for a full week with your troop leaders, and you will participate in programs with your troop leaders just like all the other resident campers would, and that's a week program. But we also offer mini camps in August and September for those girls who want to come with their troops, and it's just a short, exciting weekend. Everything you could possibly do at camp packed into one weekend, and you have to come very well rested. Because
it is being really tired for a couple of days.
It is a non-stop weekend because everybody wants to try out everything, and so we do our very best to make sure that you get exposed to everything that camp has to offer during that weekend. And so those are the two types, but I believe that, if I'm correct, Pondicherry is also doing a troop program.
We are. It is in the very, very early stages.
Okay.
So stay tuned for more information about troop camp at Pondicherry.
So that's not in the compass, but it'll be on the website?
And we also, that something else at Pondicherry that is not in the compass is that we are offering a resident camp weekend, the weekend of August 7th through 9th.
Oh, nice.
And that's a late addition to the offerings that we have there. And that's going to be an opportunity for girls to try maybe some new programs that they haven't been available or had the opportunity to try at the camps yet. We're going to be test driving some really fun, exciting new ideas during that resident camp weekend as well.
Okay, so I'm adding that so that people see it. I got to, oops, la, 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 disregard. Don't look at the woman behind the curtain. You said it's in August, right?
Yeah.
Super. Okay, so they need to watch the website for that. Great. Mm-hmm. So I guess one question, but wait, there's another camp opportunity that Girl Scouts of Maine is offering, and it's Camp Adventures for Grown-Ups. And we're doing this year at Camp Natarswy, August 16th through 18th, which is a Sunday through Tuesday. Kind of weird, but it fits around Tree's schedule, and that's what we care about. And we're offering several tracks, and it's just for people 18 and up, people who've graduated high school and up, because I know 3 17-year-olds who are planning on coming this summer after they've graduated and gotten their lifetime memberships. So grown-ups get to choose between outdoor cooking, canoe tripping, backpacking, archery, craft safety, camp sampler, and hiking Mount Katahdin. So if you know a grown-up who wants to get outside and do it in a beautiful place and with a lot of fun people, tell them about this, because people who sign up before or by May 26th can come for just $39. 2 days, food, lots of fun activities, $39. There may be an additional price if there's a certification or something, but it's a swinging deal. Anyway, little blast there from the Volunteer Development Department. So a question. Go ahead.
Sorry, I also just want to make sure that everybody knows about the camp open houses that are available as well.
Good call.
Natarswy's camp open house is on May 31st, and then Pondicherry's is on June 7th. And even if people are not attending summer camp this year, or they are thinking about summer camp being in their daughter's future, that is something that we definitely encourage people to attend. It's an opportunity to see our beautiful facilities that we have available, but then also an opportunity to meet myself and Tree and some of the camp staff and experience a very small, tiny taster of what summer camp can offer, and ask us any questions that you may have, either pertinent to the upcoming summer or just to see camp, thinking about it for the future.
What was the date on the Natarswy one?
May 31st.
May 31st.
Yes, and I believe the times are 1 to 4 p.m.
Correct.
And it's a great opportunity. I know at Natarswi we have guided tours by the staff and have and set up assorted activities for the girls and their families to take part in. And I'm pretty sure that Pondy does the same.
We do. It's going to be a fun few hours at either Natarswi or Pondicherry. Open houses are a lot of fun.
They are.
So.
Yeah. How neat. I'm so excited that they're going to be interactive this year too. I think that's going to be great. So good. Bring out your families, people. Bring out your girls and see what there is to see. So let's see. So the question that came up, though, is my daughter ready? How do parents know, or how do troop leaders know if their girls are ready to go to summer camp?
Well, I often think that girls might be ready before we think they're ready to come to summer camp. If you have a daughter that's been comfortable staying overnight at people's houses, has really enjoyed some of the Girl Scout activities that she's done in the past year and has expressed interest in going to summer camp, that is a very, very good and strong indicator that they are ready to rock and roll. They might not be ready for 2 weeks, but they'll definitely be ready to sample the program either in a shorter session or to come up, if they're still a little bit nervous, either to one of the parent camps or the troop camping as well.
Right. Well, and, in this day and age, if everybody bringing a phone, it's not a problem, right?
Well, if you bring a phone to Natarswi, it is not going to work.
Oh, that's true.
It's not known for cell phone service, and so those little lovely pieces of technology can stay at home, and everybody can unplug and have a great nature and outdoor experience without being connected to their phones the entire time, because they will not work when you're at camp.
So tell me how you guys handle girls who do need to talk to their folks, or folks who need to talk to their girls. How do you manage that? What's the policy?
Well, something that people may not realize is that part of Twee's and my jobs in the summertime is to know exactly how every girl is doing at camp and that they're having the most positive, fulfilling experience that they can possibly have. And part of that is that we are there ready and available to speak to parents while their daughters are at summer camp and to check in with the parents and just to see how the girls are doing. And just because you can't talk to your daughter directly on a daily basis, that doesn't mean that you're not going to know that they're having a great time, or that they tried archery, or that they managed to pass their swim test or get to the next level. All of those things we're there to talk to you about and to keep you updated so that you feel confident and secure in your child being within our care at summer camp.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the things that I try to encourage all of my staff to do on Monday or Tuesday is encourage the girls during their rest time to write a little note home to the parents to say, what kind of experience they've had in their first 24 hours. Mm-hmm. But I have taken over the years many phone calls, parents calling me just wanting to know how their daughter's doing. And that's, and like Anna said, that's part of my job. I'll let them know if I haven't seen their daughter that day. I'll say I haven't seen her, but I'm headed out to archery, and I happen to know that that's where her group is today, and I will get back to you. I do encourage parents to. Sometimes I'm better with email than I am with the phone, because I can answer emails at any time, and phone is not as easy because I have to actually be in the office when the phone is ringing, and my job is to be out and about to make sure everybody is having a good time. And I would rather be out there working with the staff and the kids, but I do want to make sure that I am answering those emails and phone calls. So you may not get an instant response, but you are going to get one. Now the kids, if a parent has a situation where they really need to speak to a child, they'll talk directly with me, and if we find that that is really something that needs to happen, I will set that up with the daughter and the parent, but that's on a one-on-one as needed sort of thing. So
that's great. Now, can parents do care packages? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Something to add as well is that we do have the capability for parents to email their daughters while they're at summer camp. my word of caution about that is that it is very important, especially if you are nervous or your daughter is nervous, is to not focus on what's going on at home, but how much fun is being had at camp. And to ask them questions about what did you do today, what did you eat for lunch, was archery exciting, have you had an opportunity to try arts and crafts yet, did you manage to make it up and have a go at rock climbing. Those are really, really important. Chances are your daughter will be very busy and will be having a great time, and that's why it is important to focus on the fun that's being had at camp rather than the fact that the cat is missing them at home and laid by the front door waiting for them to return. And so that's my word of caution about communicating with your daughters while they're at camp, is to keep it positive and upbeat. Help us to do our job to give your girls a positive experience.
I can tell you the only time that my kid reached out to me, sent me a letter, I think, while she was at camp, was when she was feeling homesick. And so it would have been really easy for me to feed into that. But instead, it was like, oh, but look at the adventures that you also wrote about. So playing off of that. But our kids do tend to reach out to us when they don't feel good, but we don't want to add to that fire. Instead, let's help them realize, oh, you feel sad for right this moment maybe, but think of all the fun you've had and all the fun you're about to have. So, yeah.
And also, it's something to remember, too, is that a letter that you may receive on Sunday evening will be very, very different to a letter that you'll receive on Wednesday or Thursday evening, too.
Right.
It's only natural for people to be a little anxious and nervous when they're put into a new situation, but give them a few hours, a couple of activities, and they'll be into the swing of things. And, you know, when you come to pick them up at the end of the week, be asking to stay for another one. So.
Exactly. And how many kids do you see? As you see the girls go, how many of them are saying, oh, Mom, please let me just stay, let me just stay? So many. So it's a
Yeah,
so
pickup is one of my favorite times because I know exactly how many kids are coming back the next year.
Yay!
They're all very, excited about camp and telling their parents, that they want to come back and they're ready to come back for 2 weeks, and they're just not ready to leave. So it's great to watch them go from being very hesitant on Sunday to Friday when their parents come to get them, probably tired because we've had a full week, but they're not really ready to go.
Right. Yeah. Which is great. We want them to go home looking forward and thinking, what can I do next time? So how do I register? Say I'm committed now. My daughter's going to go to camp. What do I do? And when can I do it? And where do I go? And do I have to make a deposit?
You can register online right now. You can go to our Girl Scout website and click in there to, I don't know, is it called eBiz when you go to our Girl Scout website?
It's on the website. There is a tab.
And you'll go right there, pick your camp, pick your program. There will be a deposit. It's everybody will pay a $30 deposit for their program, even if you are receiving the free week at camp, if your daughter has earned that free week at camp, or if you are applying for campership, you will pay the $30 deposit, and then if that is needed, that will be refunded at the end once all of that has been taken care of for campership and the free week at camp.
Great.
And then the balance is due in the middle of May. So, and if you are somebody that needs to spread the payment or the cost of camp over the period of time between now and the middle of May, just contact the office and they'll be happy to set up a situation with you that is financially doable for you. And we accept all major forms of payment for summer camp as well. So it's nice and easy to register online for summer camp. And we have a great resource on the website in the form of our camp page. If you click on that tab, there is a lot of information. It's been recently updated, and there's a lot of good information on there. And if you're not quite sure what program you want to go to, or your daughter is still deciding, and you've already looked through the compass and need a refresher, all of that information is available at a glance on the website as well.
Terrific. And if somebody needs to cancel, are there rules around that?
Yes, there is. If somebody needs to cancel, if you cancel before June the 1st, you will get a full refund except for the $30 deposit. If you make a refund after June the 1st, it will be based on the medical need, I believe. If that is, it'll be a health reason, and you'll work with our financial department whether you get a partial or full refund at that point.
Great.
And we hope that nobody has to cancel because they're nervous about summer camp. If you or your daughter are nervous about it, give us a call and talk to us, and we'll come up with a plan to make their time at camp really positive and give you some tips and hints to get through maybe these next few weeks or months when it's a reality that they're going to summer camp. We have some good ideas for you. So,
I mean, these two humans, people who are listening to the recording won't be able to see us, I think. But these two humans are not just personable on video. They're delightful humans in person. So you're going to love them when you meet them. And they also are hiring delightful staff. So it's just a really lovely human experience for the girls, I think. Now let me click to my next slide. If we can't afford it, we talked a little bit before we started this, but you want to let folks know about how they can get to camp.
Sure. Go ahead, Anna.
Okay, there is limited financial aid available for families that are in need, and you can apply for that. The deadline for that is March 21st, so if you are considering applying for a campership, you can go online and register, and then there will be a campership form will be made available to you. So that is one option. It's a little, if you have a daughter that is working towards the Earn a Free Week at Camp program, right now that is also another way. Maybe a little late if you haven't started that endeavor, but that is definitely something to consider for next year as well. And I know Tree has ideas. She has some experience with service units and camperships as well.
Some service units have been set up to where if you need financial assistance, there are some Girl Scout service units that give away camperships to some of their girls in need as well. So that is another option for families or for a troop leader who has a girl that they're trying to get to camp and maybe it's past the deadline. You can always talk to your service unit to see if there are any options available through them. So
great. Does anybody who is in our live audience have a question for Tree or Anna about summer camp? You can just unmute yourself and ask, or you can type it in the chat. This is where I should have camp music. We could all sing Princess Pat. Princess Pat. Oh, I might have been singing the wrong song. I don't know. Rig a bamboo. Okay, I don't see any questions and I don't hear any questions. So if folks do come up with questions or are looking for more information, certainly you can go to the compass and you can actually click on this link. It'll take you to the compass if you're, I think that'll work in video. But you can find the compass on our website, the girlscoutsofmaine.org. Or you can call us and we'll direct your phone calls to the appropriate specialist, whether it's Anna or Tree or somebody else here on staff to help you help your girls get to summer camp and have this wonderful Girl Scout leadership experience that they can only have in the great outdoors. Thank you so much, Anna and Tree, for joining us for our Wednesday webinar. And I will be posting this recording later today, both on the Girl Scouts of Maine YouTube channel and on the Volunteer Swap Facebook page so that other volunteers can see it and can send it out to their parents so parents can meet the two of you via the magic of today. So thank you. Everybody have a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.